how are you translating what you hear? You know, I was listening to my parents and my kids were saying something and I told them off for being rude. And my parents just kept smiling because they didn't understand what my kids are saying in English, not the full story anyway. So they just did not change the expression of their faces. And this got me thinking. If we don't understand, let's say there is I don't know, an Italian, Spanish, no offense to the, obviously, I'm not picking on language, it doesn't matter what language. There is a person who speaks different language, which you do not speak and understand. Now this person is telling you something really rude, and I'm going to be, you know, like they telling you, they just, by the expression you can tell they angry. However, pay attention to this. You will not take that personally, because you have no idea what the person is telling to you. So how are you translating what's being said to you? Are you taking things personally? This is a huge thing. If you take things personally, whoa, it can just throw us out of alignment like this, right away. What if you pause? What if you are that person who is kind of recognizing that the person talking to you is angry, but you don't know what they're saying? You don't know it's they talking to you. They're not telling things. Well, they're telling the things, but you don't understand them. So you're not translating them as offensive, as something that's upsetting you. It's not throwing you out of alignment. It's not really doing anything to you. Why? Can we do that? Even when we understand somebody now speaks your language and they tell you something that's hurtful. What happens to us? We translate it based on our own beliefs. Where did this belief come from? It's the programming that runs us around 95% of the time. Whoa, can you imagine? 95% of your day is being run by a programming, by the beliefs that were created in the past with the perception you had. And you've experienced something and you created this belief and there it is. And now for onward going, you will translate, or you will use that perception and that belief, and you just automatically feel out of ease, out of joy, out of amazing feeling to gratefulness for this life. This is such a really important subject. We spend more time thinking about what we do not want as opposed to what we would love. We're not consciously focusing. This is how we programmed. We're not consciously focused on something that we would absolutely love. How do you want to manifest that? If you're not really spending dominant time, like Peggy's teaching us all the time, it's not that you have to be there 100% a day. Dominant part of the day, if you're feeling and you're just thinking that desired stuff, something you would love, doesn't matter how you get that. Remember, the how is not important, and that's what usually pulls us back. We start thinking, oh, I can't do that, because we have bucket list of excuses. But going back to translation, pay attention from now on. Just take one day at a time. Every one day is a brand new day. Swipe a plate clean and just start a brand new day with enthusiasm, overflowing enthusiasm, and say to yourself, I'm going to translate everything that's said to me through a God's eyes or divine eyes. What do I mean by that? A pure love energy. If you translate that pure love energy through this filter, imagine that filter in front of you all the time. I've been doing it for at least 2 years. I love that. I look everything. Does it work all the time? No, I get out of alignment, but I know better. I have an awareness, so I switch as fast as I can. And I use the tools that I'm using and reading, studying and using the tools at the time I really know, so I can turn it around really fast. You are a translator. It's like a Google. Don't use Google. You listen to your intuition and you translate only what you allow in. Don't take things personally, and really learn to find something good in that comment, and do not think you're not good enough just because you've heard something that created that out of his feeling. That is a warning. That is an awareness that there is something you need to go back to and reprogram. And I'll see you tomorrow.